Say hello to Chunk Raid, my extreme OneChunk Iron Man. I started this account off in what I learned to be one of the most avoided chunks in RuneScape. The reason why it's so avoided is mainly because the only thing that chunk has to offer is Barbarian Assault minigame. Most people only come here for one thing, the fighter torso. Most people already dread having to do this minigame at all, much less fully completing the collection log. To complete the log, you need to obtain the minigame's pet, the Penance Queen. Based off a post made by Jagex in late 2023, only 2,642 total players have obtained the Penance Pet, meaning today there still is only roughly around 3,000 in-game. Assuming those 3,000 players have obtained the 10 other collection logs, that's how I can estimate only 0.004% of players have fully completed this chunk out of the 65 million total players throughout OldSchool RuneScape. Today, I'm going to be continuing my journey at becoming one of those very few people to complete this chunk. I'm gonna start things off with a very good amount of points, probably the most I've had in one sitting, 3,700 defender points. You can only have up to 5,000 in a roll, but I was with the team. We knocked out quite a bit of runs, probably 12-minute runs, just back to back to back. So we got up to 3,700. We got some unicorn horns. It seems like a lot, but honestly, what is this? 7 rolls? That's all I'm gonna get out of this. 7 rolls. Got some raw sharks. I hate this dialogue in this shop. Jagex needs to update this. I hate having to go through this dialogue every single time I want to do a gamble. Like, can we please just get a quality of life update to this minigame? Just to make it a little bit easier, please. No luck so far. We did get Elite Clue, some Renars, some Runite Ores, which is going to be fun when I have to process those eventually, but some Torstals. Okay, we're getting some high-end stuff for sure. Some high-end stuff. I don't even know what I just got. More sharks, I think, maybe? Oh, we're out of points. All right. That is it. We are officially out of points. With this glorious sacrifice of the evergreen tree, I have officially started the woodcutting grind. Level 2 woodcutting. I have not obtained the rune axe yet, but that's all right. We'll get a nice start on it. We need to get to 41 woodcutting anyways to utilize it, so I'm going to chop some trees down. Luckily, there's a good amount of trees in this chunk. There's no doubt about that. We have access to willows and whatnot, so woodcutting is not going to be bad at all. I just need to get my hands on that rune axe, and then we can kind of relax when I need to, take a break from the minigame, and just chop some willows casually, but I'll be running around chopping these evergreens. We also have oaks in here that I could transfer to once I get to 15 wood cutting, so super nice, not too bad at all. Well, this is interesting. If you recall, I only have one clue step available to me in this chunk, and that is a medium clue step inside the Barbarian Outpost. And I mentioned somewhere that I don't have access to medium clues, but I completely forgot about the fact that you can get them through clue nests, and I just got one. I do not know how rare this is. Surely this is not the one step I could do. No. Okay. Well, now that I know I can obtain these, that is pretty interesting. I'm going to have to do some math to try and figure out what my odds are exactly for getting the one step that I need. That one's going on the ground now. Even if I do manage to get the step, which I highly doubt will happen, I still need the 35 agility to get inside there, so I realistically won't even be able to complete it regardless. There is level 15 woodcutting. Now we can move on to the oak trees, but I'm going to reiterate quickly exactly why I'm even woodcutting, just for those that might be unaware. I did obtain magic logs through the Barbarian Assault minigame, which requires 75 fire making to process. Now, this originally was not planned to actually be a chunk requirement. I've kind of added this to myself because back in 2023, in October, with the release of Forestry into the game, bonfires were added, which allow you to train firemaking without the need of a tinderbox. Now, this does rely on other people lighting fires for me to actually add logs to the fire to actually get XP, but I see people lighting fires in the bank every now and then, so it just felt right that I had to do this. Unfortunately, though, I only get 1/3 of the experience if I were to light the fire myself versus just adding logs to a campfire. So I will need a lot more logs than I originally would have needed to actually get to that 75 fire making. But it's still very doable nonetheless, so we are going to chop quite a bit of willows once I get to that point. And then once I see or encounter people lighting fires, I will just simply add my logs to those, get 1/3 of the experience, and slowly train fire making through that. So there's one other addition due to the forestry update that kind of brings me into a unique situation. So as you can see, this guy chopping willows over here has a forestry backpack on his back. I do not have access to this without the forestry shops located in either Draenor or Camelot, but in order to actually spawn a forestry event, you need to have one of those backpacks. So I do not have the ability to spawn a forestry event. However, anybody else around me with that backpack can spawn an event that I could participate in if I was woodcutting at the time. So with this, people will be able to spawn events near me, and I will be able to participate in them. Therefore, I would be able to get the rewards through the forestry events. However, they are not going to be a chunk requirement because I do not have access to the shop. So even though I have available events to me, I do not have a way to actually spawn them myself without the need of other people. And I don't even have a way to spend anything that I get through the event. So I'm going to do the events as they encounter just to kind of give myself that advantage when I do roll those chunks. However, it's not going to be a requirement without access to a shop. Camelot is not too far away from Barbarian Assault though, so if we get through this chunk, we could probably blast through quite a few chunks near us and get to Camelot relatively soon. So it's definitely something I'm going to have to worry about in the future, but just so you guys are aware, I will be doing the forestry events if somebody else spawns them, but it is not a requirement.
About to do a gamble. Let's see what we get.
Subscribe to my channel. We're almost at 10K subscribers. I literally just got another medium clue out of the nest. But like my other one's still on the ground right over there. I didn't look up the odds. I'm definitely looking up the odds of this now. This is back to back. This is literally my second nest, and it's 2 medium clues back to back. Surely. Okay, this one's in Canifis, so another one on the ground, but man, these medium clues are coming in like hotcakes at this rate. Who knows? I gotta look up the odds. Let me look up the odds of this. All right, this is actually pretty ridiculous. I looked up the odds of obtaining these, so I've got 2 nests on this account, both of them medium clues, back to back. So from a normal tree, at my current woodcutting level, it is a 1 in 5,250 chance to get a medium clue specifically from a nest. And then from an oak tree, that goes all the way up to 5,969 chance, 1 in 5,900 to get a clue, a medium clue. And I just got back to back. That is ridiculous RNG that I could have used in the minigame, but unfortunately it got wasted on 2 medium clues. That is pretty ridiculous. Here we go. We got somebody lighting some fire. So this is how you do fire making without a tinderbox. You find a fire that's already been made, and then you can turn it into a campfire. Now, I don't know how long this campfire lasts. I think it lasts quite a while as long as you consistently feed it logs. So there's level 2 fire making. We'll keep at it. Since this guy's lighting fires, I'm going to take full advantage of it. Might as well. There is level 30 woodcutting, which I can now go chop willow trees. I'm not going to, though, because I still need to get oak logs for 30 fire making. Since all my XP is only 1/3 of the typical log, I need a lot more oak logs to get to that point. But again, I'm only going to be woodcutting up until level 41 anyways. That's when I have the ability to use a rune axe, and I still need to obtain one from the minigame. So we'll be here for a little bit longer, then back to the minigame. What is going on? A hard clue? What is the odds of this? Oh, I gotta look this up. What is the odds? 35 woodcutting. That is off an oak tree. 1 in 8,828 chance to get a hard clue. This is my 3rd nest. What is happening right now? If I get an elite clue from an oak tree, I'm going to lose my freaking mind. This is ridiculous. 1 in 8,000 chance to get a hard clue. I'm about to go back to the minigame. At this point, I should get a pet, all right? This is ridiculous. Let us see if that ridiculous RNG continues here in the gambles. I'm not going to gamble for the pet. I'm actually going to do a low gamble, but I need to get that rune axe. That's why I'm doing the low gamble. So I still would like some RNG here, though. Maybe the first roll we get the rune axe. Maybe. Possibly. Let's see. 13 limpworts. That is garbage. That doesn't seem like a lot at all. Okay. Well, we'll keep going. I got quite a bit of points here. These only cost 200 points a gamble. We got some blue dragon hide. Come on, rune axe. Wasted all of my RNG on some clues. That's not even doable. Chaos runes, that's actually pretty good, honestly. Chaos runes, I'm not too upset about that one. I do want to trade magic. I do have the possibility. Oh, there's some raw lobsters. Okay. I'm taking all of the raw lobsters I could get. That's going to help out the cooking grind tremendously. That's the second raw lobster we've gotten. We got, oh wow, we actually got quite a bit of chaos runes in the bank. I don't even recall getting those, honestly. I guess maybe I've gotten those previously. All right, well, no rune axe, but that's all right. We'll go back in and continue. I'll just keep doing low gambles while I can until we get that rune axe. Here comes 9 quick low gambles. Told you it was going to be quick. Did not get the rune axe, unfortunately. I did, however, get my hands on a lava battle staff. I can get my hands on a mystic lava battle staff through the medium gambles, so it's not necessarily the best that I could get, but it's still pretty cool nonetheless. I do need 30 magic to actually equip it, though, and I do not foresee myself getting that in this chunk. It's possible with enough maze random events for the air runes, but it's not something I'm going to be holding my breath for anyways, but still pretty nice to get nonetheless. Oh, I got it! The rune axe! Oh my god, finally! I think that took about 30 low gambles. There's no way to actually track it. For some reason, RuneLight doesn't track it, and there's no like command whatsoever to tell me how many low gambles. And I was not counting, so I'd probably say around 30 low gambles in total to get the rune axe, so pretty cool. I'm officially done with low gambles. The only time I'll ever need to do them again is if I want some more raw lobsters, but to be completely honest, I probably won't do that ever again, so I'm pretty much done with the low gambles, which is pretty good to say. Rune axe now, though, which means I can't use it, but once I go back to woodcutting, I don't have to worry about that, and I can just continue woodcutting from there on out, so pretty good. I also have enough points. I did not plan this out, obviously, because I couldn't have predicted I got the rune axe, but with this final high gamble here, this is 50 KC on high gambles, and we get 84 sharks. All right, 50 KC, not too bad, not too bad. We got 950 more to go to get the drop rate for the pet, which is obviously what I'm looking for. So yeah, not too bad. There is a level 41 woodcutting while doing a forestry event here that I can barely reach. Just outside of the chunk, I can barely reach. I don't know why all of the bots here hug this side of the trees. I do not know why. It's kind of annoying because it's right on the border of the chunk there, and then all of the forestry events kind of spawn over there, but that's all right. My Calcot tree's ready on my other account. Don't know why it's flashing on here. Ignore that. But yeah, we can now officially use the rune axe, which is pretty nice. Oh, and we get a random event. We got a lot going on right now. A mime show. Okay. Not the maze random, but we will take a mime show. We'll eventually get some XP lamps off of this, so can't complain about that.
So with 41 wood cutting, I can now officially mark the task completed, which is chop a tree with a rune axe. Now with this, I accidentally realized that my list contains extra tasks that I manually created that I should not have. I have a task for obtaining a rune axe, and then I have a separate one for obtaining 41 wood cutting, which in reality, those should be the exact same task. So I'll mark both of those completed, and then I also did the same mistake with the granite body. I have a task to obtain the granite body, and then I also had a separate task for 50 strength, which in reality, those are the exact same thing. So I forgot to mark those off, and I also forgot to mark the Kandarin Hard Diary 9 off. So I'm not very good at remembering to mark these tasks off. It's definitely something I gotta learn to remember as I complete these tasks. So I do apologize for that. But yeah, we officially have chopped a tree with a rune axe, and we will continue our journey here. Hopefully get some nice random events through the forestry event and get some nice stuff.
Nothing compared to the old days back here, but this is pretty much full capacity of Barbarian Assault nowadays. This is what it looks like on the weekend. A decent amount of people. I feel like Gandalf over here blocking these runners, dude. I got the staff and everything, bro. You shall not pass. If you didn't know you could block these runners, though, if you don't walk underneath them like I just did there, you could body block them and prevent them from leaving. If they do manage to escape out of the cave, we lose points. So it's good to kind of help the defender out when you can and just kind of body block these guys so they only have one way to go. So if you didn't know, you could help out the defender in that sense if you weren't too busy doing other things. I have literally been standing here for like 2 minutes now blocking this runner. This guy has no idea that there's a runner left. The queen spawned and everything. Ignore the chat. I'm pretty upset right now. It's just, this is so ridiculous, bro. What are you doing? You wanna go do your job, buddy? Some people think that, like, oh, the queen spawned, that I could just completely ignore everything else. I don't need to do my job anymore because the queen spawned. But you can't kill the queen until everything else is dead. 355 seconds for him to kill all runners. This has got to be a new record. Surely a new record, right? Plugin's not telling me for some reason, but I've been logged in for 29 minutes, so that's about roughly how long that game took. Not terrible, honestly. I've had games last 40 to 50 minutes. I definitely thought it was going to be worse, but it's not terrible. Not very good either, though. Not too fond of showing you guys these types of clips because it sounds like I'm just complaining a lot, but I really have to show you guys these just to put into perspective of how much struggle I go through finding teammates. This guy is not calling. I have no idea what type of food to place down if he does not tell me what to do. Which is, well, he can heal me for 2 hit points on wave 1, that's for sure. But he cannot call. Lovely. Another sneak peek for you. This is what it looks like on wave 10 with randoms. We just kind of all hug the pool here while we hope the healer keeps us alive. And it typically takes way longer than it should. This is what a clean run with people who actually know how to play the game. This is how it looks. We got 1 egg here, loaded up, everybody's ready to go, fires the cannon, 1 egg, 1 and done, game over. Not a single heal that entire game, keep in mind. The healer never heals anybody, all 10 waves. 12:48, that's the time we beat it. And that's actually pretty good. Anything in the 12s is honestly very good. It's not the best I've done yet, but 12:48 is a very good time. That's why I try to stick with these guys here. Unfortunately, they're not always on the line when I am, so I got to do what I got to do.
Chomp, chomp.
Got another Evil Bob random. Let's see what this gets my fishing level to. Level 7 to level 10. Not too bad. If I get enough of those, I need level 48 fishing in the chunk below me in order to do barbarian fishing. So, will I ever get there? Probably not, but I guess it's a good start. This is an interesting one. I don't think I've seen a game this bad in quite a while. Oh my god, this guy's trying to use the cannon now. We got 2 attackers that are completely clueless. This is wave 1. This dude's using the wrong attack with his whip. The other guy is staff bashing with full mage gear. He doesn't have any runes. Okay, well, I don't think we're going to progress in this one. Here is going to be the big number 75 KC 75 high gambles for the Rune bars. There is another run. 34 minutes that one took. Nobody with the clan chat, of course. It's getting to the point where I really kind of only strictly want to play with the clan chat members. Like, I'm finding myself logging on, and if the clan chat members are not online, then I kind of just log off until I see them online later on. Because I could get a full run in about 12 to 13 minutes with those guys. With the randoms here, that one obviously took 34 minutes, so almost 3 times faster with playing with the clan chat members. So it's starting to get to that point where I'm just like, you know what, I'm only playing with these guys because it's just so much more efficient. But I don't know, every now and then I might play with randoms. We'll just see how it goes. Holy cow, we got a 11:58 under 12-minute run there. That's honestly pretty close to my best, if I recall. There are commands. I need to learn the commands. I can't ever remember them. I need to start like keeping track of what my best time is. I'm gonna figure out the command, but I'm pretty sure that's pretty close to the best time I've gotten. Let me figure it out. All right, I figured out the command. My best time is 11:47. We just got 11:58, I think. Yeah, 11:58. So not my best time, but pretty close, honestly. I mean, I don't get under 12 minutes very often. So that's pretty cool to see. 11:47 though, that's the time to beat. I will definitely keep an eye on it and see if I can manage to beat that. Well, I accidentally stepped outside of my chunk while trying to do a forestry event. It was the int one, so they wander, and I went to cut one of its hairs, and it walked out of the chunk. So I did unlock a music track, unfortunately, but that is the reason why. I got to be very careful with those events because, yeah, they definitely can pull me out of the chunk. All right, I'm no expert on these events for forestry, but this doesn't make any sense. I've been chopping willows, just running to the bank. I've literally been doing this for 30 minutes now. But this one just spawned, and it says I was not chopping near the event, and I'm not eligible for the rewards. But, I mean, you can literally see I swing my axe at the tree, and then the ritual event spawns. Like, I was actively woodcutting the entire time, but for some reason it says I wasn't. So not too sure what happened there, but hopefully that doesn't happen very often. Okay, well, the entire team abandoned me on wave 6, but I can't be too mad because this is the wave that is needed for medium gambles. So I'm going to take this as a opportunity. We still need 2 items. Is the main items we're looking for is the rune battle axe and the rune square shield from these medium gambles. So I'm going to try my luck out. I probably will need the Mystic Battle Staff relatively soon. I technically don't need it at the moment, but Rune Square and the Rune Battle Axe, that's what we're looking for. Oh, hey! Rune Battle Axe, we got it. We got one of the items. We have the Rune Battle Axe. Okay. That is a best in slot, and that is a chunk task completed. I definitely won't ever probably use this, but that was a task that I did need to get, so we got that one knocked out of the way. Now we only need the Rune Square from mediums, so not too bad. We're getting pretty close to completing the mediums as well. Very nice. We don't get to do these very often, so I'm glad I was able to get that one relatively soon. Hopefully we can get spooned on the Rune Square. I do have one more roll on the mediums. Oh, let's see if we get to Rune Square. Probably not, but one can hope, right? Oh my god. What? Back-to-back Rune Battle Axe? Okay, buddy. Okay, well, not the Rune Square. That would have been nice, but okay, back-to-back Rune Battle Axe. Interesting. It's going to be nice, though, collecting all of these. We got 5 Granite Helms, 5 Rune Kites, 2 Battle Axes down. These are going to be some nice alks one day. But, wow, that is pretty crazy. Back to back. All right. I guess they want me to do the healer role. I haven't played healer very often with these guys, but honestly, I will play literally any role. Obviously, they're not going to let me attack, but I will play any role if it means I don't have to play with randoms. So we'll see how good I do here on the healer role. I think I did pretty decent being a solo heal for these guys. I mean, everybody's just so fast-paced in this group that it's hard to keep up with them. I tried my best. We'll see what my time is once we're done here. Definitely not the best. I know that. 13:46. That's not terrible. It's not terrible. Definitely not the best either, but healer role is by far the most difficult role in this minigame. By far. There's just so much stuff that you could learn that isn't obvious to kind of be more efficient at the role. You might see it every now and then if I'm playing the healer role. Sometimes the plugin shows like what type of food to use at exactly what time, how much food to grab, things like that. So you can be a lot more efficient at the healer role. It's very complex as far as being efficient goes. I don't really care too much, so I'm just going to keep doing me. Holy cow, this guy's got 12,107 high gambles. I'm sure he's got the pet already. There's quite a few people in here that just play the game just to play it. I don't know. I mean, it's fun, but I can imagine by 12,000 KC, You will not see me here ever again. I can assure you that. But hopefully I don't ever have to get to those numbers. Fingers crossed. That's pretty ridiculous. No luck, though. We'll continue. Found a nice little cozy bonfire here. I'm still finishing 30 fire making. When I was doing oak trees, literally right before I hit 30, the bonfire went out, and I haven't seen one since. But there's 30 fire making. Now I can actually do willow logs, and I will be doing these for quite a while. I guess we got 3,000 of them, so we'll see what this gets us to as long as this bonfire doesn't go out. There is level 50 fire making. I do not believe I have enough logs to get another level, so that was probably the last one. Let's see how many I got. 107 logs left. Yeah, definitely not enough for another level, but 50 is a good stopping point. I'm going to finish these off, and then I'm going to go chop some more trees. I like to have a nice supply of logs ready to go for whenever I do encounter a bonfire. That way I could just, chip away at it as I go. Another Evil Bob random event. Let's see what fishing level I get from this one. 13 fishing from level 10. Not too bad. It's very rewarding getting all of these levels, though, when I can't actually trade them, so it's pretty nice just to see these go up. Nice little level there. 64 wood cutting. I think I should have enough in the bank to pause on wood cutting for now. Let's go see how many we got. Wait, hold on. Is that a bird's nest? What the heck? That thing's blending in with the flowers. I barely even noticed that was there. We got an acorn. Okay, well, you know what? Actually, I'm probably going to start saving those nests. I'm not even going to open those anymore. I'm just going to collect them and do one big opening at the end. We got 2,000 willow logs. That's good enough for now. We'll go back to the minigame and get the penance pet real quick. No big deal.
Fire.
Oh, somebody help me. Holy cow, I was 1 second off from beating my personal record. 1147 is my best for the defender roll. I did just get 1148 on the healer roll. There was 2 of us, though, so I can't take all the credit, but 1 second off from our PB. Wow.